everyone, and welcome to Ohio Valley Couponer. Today is Thursday, September the 7th of 2023, and I'm coming at you guys with a chat video, just letting you guys know what is going on with me, like what's happening. If you guys saw yesterday, I did make a post on my community tab asking you guys for prayers. I was in the ER and needing to get checked out. It was a pretty intense experience. So I asked you guys to pray, and thank you so much for everybody who did that for me. That was really kind. Thank you for all the kind words and comments. Really helped get me through waiting in the ER because, guys, I was in my local ER yesterday for 8 hours before I actually got seen by a doctor. Oh my gosh, that was stressful. But we got through that and, did testing and did all the things. So I'm going to tell you guys all about all of that in this video. I've been going through a lot lately. I'm going to be real. There's been a lot going on, and that's not what you guys are all here for. I get it. Some of you are just like, dude, we don't care about your life. Talk about coupons. And for those of you who feel that way, that's totally fine. But there are also others of you who do like to hear the extra stuff too. And so, you know what? Here we go. And really, guys, this is all I can do right now. I've really been trying to keep just pushing through. I've been feeling really bad since last Friday. Like really bad. It got progressively worse over the weekend. I tried pushing through it. I tried taking some over-the-counter medicine to help, and just like, okay, just push through it. And I'm really bad about that. Like, I'm a person who does not like to take time to rest. Like, I want to be go. I don't like taking time to rest, really, especially with this job, because a lot of people, I think, view this as my hobby and something I just, do on the side. That's actually not true. This is my full-time career. And so when you're self-employed, especially, there is no sick days. There is no sick pay. If you don't work, you're out. You're out the money. And, that is something that I appreciate. People say, oh, you need to take time for yourself. And, you're right. I do need to take time for myself. But when you're self-employed, that kind of weighs on you. Like, okay, if you don't work, there's a day's loss. So, I really just tried my very best, just push through, keep going. But unfortunately, I guess it was evident in some of my videos. I've been getting comments lately, like somebody said I didn't seem excited. A couple people pointed out a mistake they thought I made in my Walmart video, this last one I did. And so I guess it was evident that I wasn't my normal self. But I've really been trying to keep pushing through. But it got to the point yesterday where I could not. And I ended up having to get seen. So let me just kind of take you through the whole thing. So, went to my well visit at my family doctor last Wednesday to be exact, and I talked to her about a medication change, and we decided that I was going to change to a different medication. Similar medication, but just a different one. So I talked to her about that, and she informed me that I just needed to go cold turkey off of the one medication. She said it would not make a difference. She said you don't have to slowly go off of this one to start the other one. She said you can just immediately stop taking this other medication and straight jump into the other one. Looking back, I should have questioned that because everybody I tell this to is just amazed that my doctor would say such a thing. They're like, whoa. My cousin Katie, if you guys remember her when I used to vlog with her a lot, she is actually a physician assistant, and I ran this by her, and she's like, oh my gosh, no, you should have not done that. I can't believe your doctor would say such a thing. And even the people at the hospital, the ER doctor himself said, I don't like to talk bad about a colleague, but this was wrong. This could have been really dangerous. But, I trusted this doctor. She's been my doctor since I was 6 or 7 years old. She's got me through a lot of stuff. I had really bad asthma as a kid. She got me through that and got me the help I needed. Crohn's disease, if you didn't know, I do have Crohn's disease. And, they were very quick to get me the help I needed to get me to a specialist. And so this doctor's walked with me through a lot of stuff. So I trusted her. I really did. I trusted this doctor. So, I just did what she said. If she says it's safe, then it has to be, right? Wrong. So I do what she said. I went to her Wednesday, so I quit my one medicine Wednesday night, cold turkey, and started taking this new one. Thursday was all right, but then Friday is when I first started noticing that something was really off. I would get these things. I did a lot of research online, actually, the farther into this I got, because, my doctor's gone. It's Labor Day weekend. Unless I went to the ER, I was kind of useless at that point. So I started researching this stuff, and it was all starting to make sense what was going on. But Friday, I started to get these things that are actually best referred to as brain zaps. So it's you are getting in this area up here, your forehead area, your brain is like zapping, like somebody is taking a taser and zapping your brain. That's literally the best way to describe it. These jolts that would just go through me that would just hurt in my brain. I would have really bad vertigo that day and insomnia. I was having a really hard time like sleeping. I woke up randomly and could not fall back asleep. Like I was living on such little sleep that day. I also noticed that I was sweating a lot, and it continued over Saturday and Sunday for sure. I tried some over-the-counter medicines. I took Tylenol and like a generic Dramamine. None of that really helped, but I tried it for a couple of days. But got through the weekend and I was miserable most of the weekend. Like I tried really hard to push through. And I tried, like you guys saw, I went to Columbus and did that vlog and stuff like that. And I would just be walking around and I just had those brain zaps, like I said, like a jolt go across my brain. And that was the worst thing at that specific moment. But the other symptoms were still there as well. But Monday's when it really, really spiked up. So keep in mind, this is Labor Day. So my doctor still wasn't in. So I was like, ugh. The sleeping thing, my sleep was whack. Also, I noticed fatigue a lot on Monday, like really achy feeling and just like weak. Brain like jolt feeling was definitely getting worse and more frequent. And then also I noticed the jolt feeling coming in my stomach as well. So like randomly like a taser kind of deal. It would hurt, like guys, it was horrible. And then it definitely was affecting like my mood. And my like attitude and stuff. Like I would be irritable, like super frustrated, get super upset over the littlest of things just because my brain was all out of whack. So I ended up getting with my cousin Katie. She's a PA, and just like told her what was going on. It was like, is this normal when you're switching from this medication to this medication? I told her the specifics, and she was like, that is not what I would have had you do at all as a patient. Like if she was my doctor or whatever, she would never put her patient cold turkey off this kind of medication like that. She was like shocked that they would do such a thing. And she said, you really should have done a slow taper off of this. Then we start looking stuff up about, is it safe to just switch cold turkey off this medication? And like literally everything says it's not, that you should do a very slow taper to get your body used to the fact that you're no longer going to be on this medicine. And I'm just there like dumbfounded that my doctor literally uttered out of her mouth, this is not a medicine where you would have to do a slowly go off of it. You can just immediately switch from one to the other. Like those are the words that came out of the doctor's mouth. But there's literally resource after resource. And my cousin, who is a PA, who knows this is not safe. And that's why I am suffering so bad. But unfortunately, the damage was done. I went 5 days without this medication, and I was just going to have to suffer. So it's just like, oh my word. So finally Tuesday comes around, and I call my family doctor, and I tell them what's going on. And tell them, like, I know you guys said I didn't need to, like, worry about tapering off of this, but I've been miserable. This is what's been happening. And I say, okay, we'll put a note in. We'll call you back. And then they call back and like, yeah, the doctor says it's withdrawal from the medication you were on. Jesus had to help me to be kind and to not get frustrated with these people because, like, you guys told me this was safe. Like, you told me you didn't need to taper off of it. Like, you told me that. And then now you're saying it's a withdrawal. So basically, you guys made this happen to me because you didn't realize it would cause a withdrawal, which you guys should have known that. Like, that they should have known that. Right? I mean, wouldn't you think? And if you wouldn't know that, then you have no business prescribing medication that you don't know all the side effects and stuff on. Because you don't just give a patient medication like this if you don't understand the effects it can have on a person in their life. So, I mean, Tuesday comes around and I'm feeling it. Like, I'm just like breaking out in sweats for no reason. I'm having these brain jolts. New symptoms are starting. I started getting rough chest pain. It felt like there was a brick sitting on top of my chest. I am feeling horrible. But I call my doctor and they call back and they say, okay, now we're going to do a 4-week taper. Why didn't you do that in the beginning? Like, why? I thought it was safe, but now you want to do a 4-week taper. And I would say it was just me and I'm just like a random experience, but it's all over the place. Like, all over the place that you are not supposed to go cold turkey off of this medication. Ugh. So, they did the damage. There was really nothing that could be done to undo it. So now I just had to do the taper and hope for the best. And so that's what I did. I was having extreme discomfort Tuesday, but I told them stuff that was going on and they didn't say anything. They're just like, I'll just do the taper. So that's what we do. But then Wednesday got severe. Wednesday got really, really, really bad. And, the chest pain was worse. I was having so many like pains in my stomach. Things were really, really bad. And I ended up having a panic attack. I'm not even going to lie to you guys and like hide it. I ended up having a full-blown panic attack. And my mom's like, we have to call your doctor. So she calls the doctor and they say I need to go to the ER now. So they're saying, get to the ER, you need to get checked out. So I'm not even going to lie. I'm there sobbing in the car. I'm so upset. I'm so frustrated. I'm so mad at them, really. Like, you guys did this to me. Like, I understand everybody makes mistakes, but your doctor, you made a major mistake that now I'm paying for, and now I have to go sit at the ER. So I go to the ER, and they take me back for an EKG. They do that, and then they decide I need a chest x-ray, so we do that. They also run some lab work and, all that. And then I'm just sitting there in the waiting room, and I wait, and I wait, and I wait. And I kid you not, I didn't see a doctor for 8 hours. I actually feel really bad for them, though. They didn't have a lot of staff, they said. They had a lot of traumas come in. It's not their fault. I get it. It's medical. It's just how it works. So that's okay. I understand. But with them, the difference between them and my doctor, they were sorry. They were like, I am so sorry you've been out here waiting. We're really trying. We got people from other units coming down here. And I had nothing but like kindness for them. It's not their fault. I get that. You guys are working with what you got to work with. If my doctor would have told me, Nick, I am so sorry that I thought you could do this cold turkey, even though I'm still suffering, that would have meant a lot. But the fact that this doctor who I have gone to since I was like 6, literally wouldn't even come on the phone and have the guts to tell me as I'm hearing a panic attack, Nick, I'm so sorry. She had a receptionist say, go to the ER. She wants you to go to the ER. Go to the ER for something you told me was safe. It really shows me how much she respects and values her patients, for sure. Definitely not like I thought she did. I really thought, she cared about my well-being and stuff. And it's a big mistake to make. And I'm disturbed she would make such a big mistake. But I would even, if she would even just admit it, if she would have even just talked to me directly, I still would have probably, had to make some changes with my care with her, but I would have had more respect. Just to at least know that she cared what she did. That would have meant a lot, but she didn't. So I got the ER, sit there and wait, and I finally do get to talk to a doctor. He reviews the EKG, the labs, the chest x-ray. He says everything's fine. So there's nothing like physically going on like in my body, except for the fact that my brain is like, where is this medicine? Like, where is it? And it is just like craving, trying to see where this is at. That's what's going on, and that's why all of these symptoms are happening. Unfortunately, there was nothing they could do. There was nothing at all they could do for my symptoms, but reassure me that you're not dying, you're not having a heart attack. You are going to get through this. You're just going to have to be patient, and it might be a couple weeks of suffering, unfortunately. He was hopeful it would be a day or two, but he says it could be a week or two, but I know that God has the final say. And I can say this, last night, my church started praying and you guys started praying, and I feel a whole lot better than I did for the last several days. And so when the people of God start praying, things can change. And I praise God for that. And I thank you guys for praying. And if I can ever return the favor to any of you, this is a channel of faith. This is a channel, we're here to talk coupons, but this is a channel of somebody who is a believer, and I will pray for you because you guys have prayed for me in rough patches in my life. There's been those of you who walked with me from the Crohn's days when I was there basically dying before you guys' eyes. I mean, I had dropped 60 pounds in a few months, and people prayed then, and God brought me the right medication that I've been on for years. And so I recently just had my routine colonoscopy just to make sure like my Crohn's is all good and stuff. And he went through, he found absolutely no ulcers in my stomach anymore. A few years ago, I had so many ulcers in my stomach. Every one of them is healed. And it's to the point where he even thinks it's possible for me to go off the medication. Like, those were his words. Like, he came in there and literally said, you might could think about going off of medication. And it's like, wow. Add on to that testimony, because you know what? With God, things get even better than you could ever imagine. This medication has completely stopped my Crohn's symptoms, but it does come with a host of potential side effects. One of those side effects is actually it increases your risk for skin cancer. And so every year I have to go and get a skin evaluation to make sure that's not happening. And I went to get my skin evaluation a few months ago, and that nurse practitioner said, your skin is clearer than almost every other patient I have seen in this place in the last year. Like, you cannot tell me that is not the power of God. Really amazing what God can do. I'm not going to tell you, though, that I never doubt. I'm not going to tell you, though, that my worry doesn't kick in. Even yesterday, I told God, God, why would you do this to me? Like, why would you put me through this? If you love me, why? But you know what? If we never went through anything, we would never have a story to tell. We can never tell people how we came out ahead on the other side. We can never help somebody else going through anything if we've not experienced things. And so sometimes we have to go through it to be able to help other people and to be humble and to have empathy for people. And, you know, that's kind of just where I've been at, which is what I've been going through health-wise right now. But I know it's going to be better. I thank you guys so much for all your kind words. I appreciate it so much. And so some of you guys might be like, Nick, what about videos? When are you going to be doing videos again? What's going on? And you know what, guys? I've been trying so hard to keep a YouTube schedule. And if this whole thing taught me anything, it's that you can't always keep a schedule. And so I am going to be a little less hard on myself. I really do want to be consistent with what I do. I really like you guys to know a schedule, what to expect. But honestly, couponing is getting to the point where that's getting really tough, because it's like I'm racing against the clock to try to get deals together. And I, at least while I'm like going through all this, need to give myself some more grace. So please be patient with me. I have every intention to post videos. I'm thinking about like while I'm just trying to rest and like take it easy at home, how I can do some videos from home. So don't peace out on my channel. Please stick with me. I am very dedicated to saving you guys money. That's what the mission of this channel is. And also I'm vlogging again over here as well, if you missed that. I tried doing a separate channel again because, you know, there's some of you guys just who hate my vlogs. There's some of you guys who hate me in general, who just don't like me as a person. And I get it. You're here for deals. That's fine. But there's other people who really do just like enjoy the fun stuff, like the vlogs and things. And so, you know what? For my mental well-being, I'm just going to do it on one channel. And if you don't like that content, no worries. It's fine. That's where I'm at right now, but I'm not going to commit to any specific schedule. But always know I am 100% dedicated to you guys, and I want to do this job with excellence. Like, that's really how I am. I want to do this job with excellence, and that's always what I will try to do. And so, guys, stick with me. Thank you so much. I hope to be back tomorrow with something. We'll see what. And thank you so much for watching.